A person's life is often far sadder in imagination than it is in reality. Most of this sorrow comes from fear. We rarely live in the reality of what is. Instead, we drown in worry about what might happen. We endlessly paint pictures of the future in our minds and assume they will come true. Yet, if we observe carefully, we find that most events turn out very differently from what we imagined. Fear is not something tangible, it is merely a thought that arises in the mind and confines us. From childhood, we are taught fear. Parents say, "Don't do this, or you'll be in danger." Society warns, "Don't do this, or people will judge you." Religion teaches, "Don't do this, or it will be a sin." Slowly, this fear settles into our subconscious. Before taking any action, we hesitate, afraid of failure, harm, or humiliation. Yet, if we look closely, we see that there is no true foundation for these fears. They exist only in the imagination, not in reality. Whenever fear arises, observe it carefully. Nothing has actually happened at that moment. The event exists only in the future or in our thoughts, yet we feel its weight in the present. This is the trick of fear. It projects the future onto the present. We suffer over what might happen. And when the event finally occurs, we often find it far less terrible than we imagined. That is why it is said, "Fear is not truth, it is imagination." Root of any fear is ignorance. We fear what we do not know. Darkness frightens us because we cannot see what lies within it. But as soon as light appears, fear vanishes. Likewise, as the light of understanding grows in our life, fear diminishes. Knowledge here is not mere information. It is the awareness that life is as it is, and that we have the strength to face it. The greatest source of fear within us is the desire to control the future. We want everything to happen according to our plans. When we sense that the future is not in our hands, fear arises. But if we accept that the future will unfold as it should, fear dissolves. Fear exists only as long as we insist on shaping life to our will. Once we surrender to the flow of life, fear has no place. Look closely and you will see that fear has no physical existence. You cannot touch it, hold it, or measure it. It is only a thought, a mental image. The more attention we give it, the larger and more real it seems. But if we quiet the mind even for a moment, this image fades. This is why meditation and silence are such powerful remedies. In stillness, the mind stops fueling the imagination of fear. Fear does not weaken us directly. It merely redirects our energy towards unproductive ends. Our minds are filled with countless imagined scenarios, and we fight them endlessly. This mental struggle exhausts us, yet in reality, no actual problem has been faced. If we redirect that energy toward living fully in the present, life becomes simpler, easier, and lighter. Fear is the destruction of energy. Awareness is its proper use. Much of our fear is tied to the opinions of others. We worry about what people will think, say, or whether they will accept us. Yet in reality, people are so engrossed in their own problems of lives that they rarely think of us. In our imagination, we magnify their judgments, and in doing so, we lose our freedom. When we recognize that opinions are merely thoughts, not truth, then fear gradually loses its hold. Fear compels us to live in the future, but life exists only in the present. By constantly worrying about what might happen, we lose the now. If we look carefully, we see that fear has cut us off from the present. But as soon as we begin to live in the present, fear dissolves. There is no fear in the present. Here there is only what is. To face fear is to see it clearly and acknowledge it. When we observe fear with awareness, we discover that it has no solid foundation.